Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not Izuku Midoriya's secret is in danger in Boku no Hero Academia. Specifically, how I think Monoma versus Izuku might end up revealing the entire secret of One for All to the classes of both 1A and Class 1B. Now, currently in Boku no Hero Academia, both Class 1A and 1B are fighting each other to see how far they have progressed throughout the year. Now, in these fights that are taking place, involves a 4 versus 4 between both sides, with the exceptional 4 versus 5, including Shinzo. And before the matches even begin, we got a chance to see who was going to be fighting who in each of these blocks. And I have to admit, the first thing I looked for was not which two parts Shinzo was going to be on, but rather whether or not Monoma and Izuku were going to be fighting it out. Now, I don't think I'm the only one who was trying to look for this. I think a lot of people were probably wondering what would happen if Monoma and Izuku were to fight. Now, in case you don't know why this would be such a popular question, is because, if you don't know, Monoma was the one who could copy quirks by just touching another quirk user. This was shown when Monoma touched Bakugo, and he got his quirk Explosion. So, the question is, what would happen if Monoma was to touch someone like Izuku, whose quirk is in a way artificial to that body? Now, before we begin, we have to establish two questions, and that's whether or not Monoma's quirk can work on just emitters or any other type of quirks, and does he gain any kind of knowledge of said quirk? Now, you would have to think that Monoma's quirk is really only useful for the people that he trains with, because he can learn how to use their quirks effectively, rather than touching some random opponent and gaining their quirk and not being able to use it quite as well, if at all. When Monoma touched Bakugo and gained his Explosion quirk, he created only a very minimal and small blast that couldn't really do anything. But if Monoma was to try and actually release one of the bigger type of blasts that Bakugo can do on the regular, then he could seriously end up destroying his arm most likely, or just cause more destruction than what he previously attempted to cause. Now, this is going to be very important later on as I get into the hypotheticals of this battle that is to come. So, when Izuku and Monoma's blocks fight each other, you know that at some point Monoma is going to make contact with Izuku. At least for this hypothetical, they will. And that could lead into one of a couple of possibilities. Number one will be when Monoma touches Izuku, nothing at all is going to happen. Now, this is going to be important because I feel like when Monoma touches another quirk user and he cannot absorb said quirk, it'll be as if you put two mags together that repel each other. But instead, what's going to happen is when he touches Izuku, it's going to be a null response, as if he's touching someone without a quirk, because Izuku was never born with a quirk, and the quirk is more of like a virus rather than an actual quirk. Now, this is going to be a red herring for Monoma, and in shock, he's gonna bring it up, because Izuku does have a quirk, and he has shown a quirk, but he's also getting a null response from his quirk, suggesting that Izuku does not actually have a quirk when he does. And he's gonna speak about it, and because of the cameras, all of Class 1A and 1B are going to hear Monoma speak as if Izuku does not have a quirk. So when Class 1A and Class 1B both hear this, Class 1A is going to be taken aback to the time when Bakugo was so angry that Izuku was there because he kept claiming Izuku does not have a quirk. And they're going to be wondering what is going on. Izuku, the person who is always selfless, always putting himself in front of others, seemingly has this quirk that he should not have, suggesting that he possibly stole it or something else happened. And it could lead to a lot of different things just popping up. Then they're going to think about what Asui said to Izuku, about how his power reminded her of All Might. And then that's when everything's going to start cluing itself together. The fact that All Might would only appear in certain durations of the time, and how he'd disappear for the rest. How after the fight with All for One, how his power just seemingly disappeared. And the message he left on TV. It will all begin to make sense to everyone inside the class. And so they're going to be questioning Bakugo about this, and to confirm their suspicions. And Bakugo, who now actually knows the full secret and has promised All Might to keep it secret, is probably going to deny what they're saying. He's going to try to cover up for Izuku, which will be even bigger red flag for everyone, considering why Bakugo would do this when he previously hated Izuku for just being in school in general. This will undoubtedly cause all the teachers to either have to explain what is going on or tell them to forget about it. Both would lead to high amount of tension throughout the school. They'll be thinking no wonder that the League of Villains are after them because of this possibility. The League of Villains most likely wouldn't know about this because it would seem that All for One also knew about this from the ramblings he made during his fight with All Might. So now, even if the teachers do not tell them, they're going to know that Izuku is All Might's apprentice. He has his power and is most likely being trained to fight a great evil in the future, which will either be All for One if he escapes, or the current League of Villains leader, Shigaraki. So when Monoma does touch Izuku, he's going to learn about some of the properties of One for All. Mainly how it can be given to other people and it stockpiles on other quirks. And this is going to be very strange for Monoma. And again, he's going to talk about it. It's going to be one of those things where out of shock, he just talks about what he is experiencing. And again, 1A is going to hear about this through the cameras, and they're going to go under the exact same process that they did the first time around, and how everything just now starts to make sense. Although, this time around, the idea that Izuku possibly stole the quirk is not going to come up if it comes up in the original, but rather they're going to know immediately that All Might gave Izuku his quirk based on what Asui said to Izuku. This would lead to the exact same outcome with the teachers telling them either to forget about it or telling them about what goes on. And again, same kind of tension is going to build up in the class. So in the third scenario, when Monoma does touch Izuku, because he has no physical training to withhold this power like Izuku does, it's going to cause his body to overload by just using a fraction of it. And it's going to cause massive destruction. Because remember, Izuku trained to withhold that power for that entire summer before he started UA. And when he sent that one punch to the 0 Point robot, it completely destroyed the robot, but destroyed his arm. And that is with the physical training that Izuku underwent to withhold that power. But Monoma has no physical training, so it'll probably ultimately destroy his entire arm, and it could very likely kill Monoma. In this scenario, the teachers will be forced to explain what happened and why this power was so deadly. which will not only put an increasingly amount of pressure upon Izuku, but the class of 1A and 1B as a whole. And without Monoma there, then Shinzo will most likely be replacing him inside of Class 1B. And if Monoma does survive, due to the amount of damage he sustains, he'll most likely have to quit trying to become a hero, and will most likely no longer be within the story except here and there. But as you can see in all three of these scenarios, Midoriya's secret as well as All Might's secret will be exposed to both classes of 1A and 1B, which would possibly change the story to come. So that will do it for this video. If you liked what you saw, then please leave a like and subscribe for more.